So honored to have you. Michelle Obama at a happy place. Michelle Obama's walking. We can't let her go.
Hey TikTok, it's Michelle Obama and I'm here with my big brother Craig.
Hey everybody.
We're here because we're excited to announce the launch of our new podcast called IMO with Michelle Obama and Craig Robinson.
And we just posted the trailer if you want to check it out.
Check it out. Thanks you guys. See you soon.
Oh, JEJE. I'm feeling it. It's JEJE Vibe.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to JEJE Vibe.
We're back.
You know I got the amazing queen with me.
Thanks, my boo.
It's a new vibe.
Every vibe is a new vibe. I don't know what you're talking about.
We're going to be talking about the new podcast in town from the former First Lady of the United States, Michelle Obama.
She's in the podcast space too.
Chee!
What are we doing?
She said they want to hear her speak. They want to hear her opinion on things. So rather than going to any of these interviews like they normally do when it comes to, they release a New York Post or Times Magazine about their next projects. Now they want to be.
Or some people releasing playlist on social media. What's that going to do us?
Crazy. So now, instead of giving you the formal or the past where you have full theatrics, now she wants to be on the podcast space and give you guys our opinions on things.
She's asking for it. Be careful for what you ask for.
Yeah. So let's hear from Michelle Obama.
I am Michelle.
And I am Craig.
And Craig here is my big brother. He's done a lot of everything in life: business, coaching, basketball, television. He's always been one of the very few people I can turn to whenever I need just about anything.
And you all know my sister Michelle, or Mish as our family has always called her.
We are so excited for you to listen to our brand new podcast. It's called IMO with Michelle Obama and Craig Robinson. Together, Craig and I are going to take your questions about the challenges you're grappling with in life. Because let's be real, we are living through some really complicated and confusing times, and people are feeling more alone than ever. But what I've learned is that if you're feeling a certain kind of way, the reality is that others are probably feeling that way too. And when you take the time to be just a little vulnerable and open up about it, it's a whole lot easier to find the answers you're looking for.
Every week, we'll be joined by some of our friends, special guests, and experts who will keep us honest while also adding their own opinions to the mix.
So what I just noticed now is that it's like they have pre-recorded episodes. So from what they're showing like a recording of episode they've done with Tyler Perry. There is Kiki in there. There is Gabriel Union in there. So they have this pre-recorded episode that they're going to be dropping every week. So it's not like they're starting.
Okay, so I guess they've been recording.
They've been recording.
Okay, so if they've been recording, why are you now asking for live response and people's opinions? Isn't that naively stupid?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Or at least tell us what the meaning of IMO is in the beginning of the podcast.
Ooh. Michelle Obama is out here in the YouTube space.
It looks like we're all equals these days.
Oh my God.
The podcast done level everybody up.
Oh my God. So let's see if the popularity of Michelle Obama is going to translate in YouTube. So far, the numbers that I'm seeing for who Michelle Obama is, the name Michelle Obama, it's not looking good.
People will still watch it, but nevertheless, we all know that truly, it ain't really about the numbers.
Ain't about the numbers.
Whether you're navigating the gray areas of marriage and raising kids, or dealing with a little friend drama, or even figuring out how to put yourself out there in the dating world. And I want young women to just practice asking for what you want. It's okay to hear no. It's okay to hear I don't love you like that.
There's nothing to be bored of. I mean, if you're a mother and you're watching your children, every moment that you look at them, it's like unbelievable what's happening.
And look, we're not saying we have all the answers either. Far from it.
But we do have plenty of opinions.
She wants to act like your mom now.
Makes you strong. Like you being able to tell them, I went through this, I found help, and I've come out the other side.
Like, it's one thing to say I want to achieve this for me, and then there's another thing to say I want to achieve something because I'm expecting all of this to come with it.
One of the most difficult things to do is realize.
So these are pre-recorded episodes of guests they've had. So I'm pretty sure they have maybe made close to like 50 recordings.
Hey, even if they've done 50 or 100 recordings or 500 recordings, nevertheless, the first episode, the numbers are bad, and it ain't really about the numbers.
It ain't about the numbers.
Their limits,
still
there are relationships
about the numbers. Because
only those who know knows.
Right, because if you look at when they talk about Michelle Obama, they look at her like the next, like someone who is going to be contending, because people were calling for her to like come out to become the president for the Democratic Party. So if the numbers are really there.
But my own thing is that even during their presidency, what did Michelle Obama really do? What did she do? If you really think about it, she was just busy showcasing herself on all mainstream media platforms, so to say, or dancing in, I guess, teenagers' shows now.
I like to dance. I haven't completely gotten the dance down, but I'm going to watch you all, right? Are you all ready to do some dancing? Let's go. All right. Platypus, here we go.
platypus walk. Top the platypus.
And hey, they still do the dancing till today on some new shows.
Crazy.
A not so great grade. A lot of people have questions they want to know, especially when they see somebody of note with a platform who, you know, by every measure looks successful. The first question is how? I think this podcast, first and foremost, gives us an opportunity to hear from folks. You know, we're going to be taking, you know, questions from listeners who are going through some things and just need a little advice. They want to hear from people in conversations, and folks are looking for a place where they can just they can hear stories. You know, I mean, what I realize is like by sharing some of these stories, you know, it always taps into something from somebody else. People, you know, they want to hear some honest kind of conversation about how people are working it through. And we don't have all the answers, you know. I mean, this show isn't about us being experts at anything other than the lives that we've lived. But what we do have are a lot of opinions.
If you know that you're not experts at anything, then you have no business, hey, holding up some positions now.
I guess we all have opinions, right? So Michelle Obama is here to give us our opinions on things. But she's not saying some things about her husband that I don't understand.
No, there's been so much news about both of them.
She snubbed both Jimmy Carter's funeral and Trump's inauguration. And last week, Barack went to a basketball game all by himself. Turns out Michelle's been busy working on a new podcast, and so far, it's been a flop. The first 2 episodes have been up all day and only gotten a few thousand views on YouTube. Half of them were probably primetime producers. But still, Michelle's spilling the family secrets, like how Barry gets on her nerves. Listen.
Barack, you know, he had to adjust to what on time was for me.
Because he was on that island time.
Well, but, you know, I've got this husband who's like, when it's time to leave, it's 3:00, he's getting up and going to the bathroom. And I was like, dude, like 3:00 departure means you've done all that, you know? It's like, don't start looking for your glasses, you know, at the 3:00 departure. But he's improved over 30 years of marriage. But that was you must adjust.
Michelle says her husband doesn't really like people, doesn't know how to talk to him, and doesn't even really care.
When a girlfriend comes to visit, it's usually like, you got to stay for 2 days because it's going to take us
so much time to capture
check up. Now, Barack's come in, he's come out, and he's like, y'all still talking? He'll sit down for 5 minutes, be like, how are the boys? And the flip side of my husband, right? Because he golfs, and golfing takes as long as the first session of our, you know, it takes 5 hours to golf. He'll golf with his buddies, come back, and be like, how's X? He's good. He's like, what'd y'all talk about? Nothing.
Hate to break it to Michelle, but guys don't get deep on the course. Normally, when someone rags on their spouse, there's usually a little love. Like, you know Jimmy, he never listens, but he looks cute in his suit. But that wasn't cute. Did she drop this podcast to distance herself from Barack so she could run for president? Every politician starts a podcast right before they launch their next campaign. Looking at you, Gavin.
At least you can address that.
Yeah, but
even if it's nothing intellectual.
Addressing that, she's like down on him, like he's not really a social guy, and it's like Barry though.
That's terrible. And here's my thing: you're saying that your husband is not really a social guy, yet he became the president. How does that work?
Seen Obama in social events, man. The guy knows how to move.
I didn't think I saw it do that. What do you think about this young guy? He can hoop a little bit, huh? Just a little bit, huh?
Y'all better stand down. I'm the truth.
He's the truth. He said he's the truth. Yeah?
The boy know.
I guess.
He cold though. I gotta give him credit. He give up 50 every time we play him.
I mean,
look, I ain't 7 foot.
And y'all got 2 7-footers, and he's still.
Hold on. Huh? Don't talk. We ain't gonna do all that.
No, I'm just saying.
Hey,
Obama talks like
shit. We've been hearing several information on the streets too.
shit. There's a whole lot. Everybody will say what they want to say.
Hey,
but we're not saying anything.
No.
All we're saying is that when Obama was the president, he moves like a social guy.
Mm-hmm.
He likes being around people. Like, he's out there. Now you're like, oh, the things they didn't know about him is that he doesn't.
Didn't he used to go watch the basketball games?
Like, he's out there. Like, Obama is someone who looks like. Is it like you're trying to tell us like Obama was faking it, or I don't understand. Like, Obama was trying to be outside when he wasn't really outside.
Or maybe throwing your husband under the bus now.
That's not good.
That's not good.
That's not good. And it looks like there is a misunderstanding going on.
That's crazy though.
Looks like a misunderstanding going on. And this is sad. Like, if you don't want to even talk about it, don't even talk about it. Don't start telling us what we don't know about your husband. We don't care to know.
We do not.
All we know is that he's the former president with swag.
The first black president.
Surprisingly honest in the book about your wife's opposition to you running for president in 2008. You quote her as saying, "The answer is no. I do not want you running for president. God, Barack, when is it going to be enough?" Did I get the tone right?
Yeah, it was a little sharper than that, but it was pretty good, Scott.
What did we say? Like,
nobody will ever take that away from Obama.
Like, he got it.
He did.
How much of this is vanity? How much of this is me trying to prove something to myself? And over time, she made a conclusion that I shouldn't stand in the way of this. She did so.
She should not stand in the way of your ambitions to be president.
Yeah, and she did so grudgingly.
He got it. Like, you guys just got to give it to him. And he 8 years. No, like, he got his 8 years.
The fact that I ended up winning didn't necessarily alleviate her frustration, because the toll it takes on families is real.
It's enough.
It is enough.
That's all we need to know about Obama. But all of this, he's not so social. Like, keep that one to yourself.
Don't disgrace yourself now.
Crazy times. But you know it's JEJE Vibe. What you guys think about IMO?
That's something, man.
We all have opinions, right?
Shit, talking about beats and if hot dog is in a sandwich.
Like,
opinion.
What?
A hot dog is not a sandwich.
Huh.
And people have been trying to
What is it
convince
called?
me
It's just a
that
hot
it's
dog?
it is a hot dog.
It's its own category?
It's its own category.
Is a hamburger a sandwich?
A hamburger can be a sandwich.
Well,
Yes.
why can't a hot... Well, what
Because,
makes it? It's the shape of the hot dog?
You have 2 pieces of bread and some kind of thing in the middle.
That's a hot dog.
A hot dog only has 1 piece of bread.
If the bun splits,
Then it's no
2 pieces.
longer a
That
hot
doesn't
dog.
make it not a hot dog.
It is
because
not
the
if
bun.
your
How
bun
often
splits,
does the bun split?
Rarely.
And in the packet of hot dogs, they're designed to split.
No, they're designed to split on one side. They're not designed to split.
I totally
apart.
disagree.
If a bun splits apart, tell me this: if a bun splits apart, you pull it out, you get another bun, or do you use that bun?
Well,
that
in our
splits?
household, you don't throw out the bun in.
Like,
I don't know.
Potatoes, tomatoes,
Oh my
they all
God.
bread, man. And you put that meat in between it.
it's crazy times. Like he's saying, that's his opinion. That's how he feels. So we can't fault him. Everybody has an opinion on things.
Shit.
Some people will wake up and they see it's daylight. And
Even if it's the most stupidest, if that's even a word, that's my opinion. I'm saying it.
Straight.
Shit.
It's my opinion. And that's the name of the podcast. Michelle Obama in the podcast space. She's now on YouTube. She's not a YouTuber.
Okay. We're all the same thing now. Shit. We're all the same.
Like, so we're shouting out Michelle Obama's podcast. We're not hating out here. We're giving her a shout out. So if she comes across this, JEJE Vibe, you know what it is. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe. It's JEJE Vibe.
I'm JEJE.
See you in the next one.
Bye-bye now.
So again, she's being roasted for this. Benny Johnson says Michelle Obama's first couple podcast episodes absolutely flopped, not even getting a combined 20,000 views in the 15 hours after posting. The comments filled with people saying nobody asked for this. What an utter failure. Who thought this was a good idea? Robbie Starbuck says Michelle Obama started a podcast called In My Opinion with her brother. It's sponsored by Pine Sol and Rivian. Both have extensive DI policies. The show has 14,000 and 13,074 views. Rivian calls Latinos Latinx. They're just another woke company propping up unpopular wokeness. Shira says Michelle Obama's podcast had a disappointing launch. Meghan Markle's show only reached a quarter of the views. Harry and Meghan Gardner both were mass marketed. Some will say this is racism, but I think people are tired of celebrities selling them what to do and how to live. We don't care about your fake opinions anymore. We want honesty and truth. Alex Brusewitz says Michelle Obama debuted her new podcast in a couple days with the full weight of the mainstream liberal media machine hyping it up across every major outlet and network. Free promotion that most creators could only dream of. Yet despite this massive push, she scraped together a measly 17K subscribers, and her first 3 episodes have limped to a pathetic 74K views combined. As someone with deep expertise in this space, I can say with authority these numbers aren't just unimpressive, they're an outright disaster. This is just more proof that the Obama's grip on the American public has completely evaporated. They will no influence, no sway, nothing. Trump didn't just beat them, he obliterated their relevance. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's 100% accurate. 100% accurate. That's exactly what's going on here. Brittany Huggaboom says Michelle Obama was loved in the 2010s, and now even with mass marketing campaign, got less views than the average 20-year-old girl on TikTok making a video about her Starbucks order. This is why Newsom is bringing more right-leaning guests on his podcast. He knows that's what gets the views and also will make him appear centrist and likable to those who don't live in California or for a potential 2028 run. Yeah.
So honored to have you, Michelle Obama, at a happy place. Michelle Obama's walking, we can't let her go.
Hey TikTok, it's Michelle Obama and I'm here with my big brother Craig.
Hey everybody.
We're here because we're excited to announce the launch of our new podcast called IMO with Michelle Obama and Craig Robinson.
And we just posted the trailer if you want to check it out.
Check it out. Thanks you guys. See you soon.
And my big brother introduced me, and we were on stage
Quite an honor.
together. It was quite an honor. But in his introduction, when you're on stage and you're doing a big speech, you have teleprompters. So you have prompter in the front, and I hope that our listeners are pushed to do some of the same things too. That, you know, we're not going to figure this stuff out on our own, and that we need each other, and we need to step out of our loneliness and start talking to each other. So hopefully this podcast will spark some conversation, but more importantly, I hope it leads people to seek out their own communities of trust and conversation, so we're not sitting alone in these feelings. So that's my hope.
Michelle Obama's podcast, you can't make it up. You would think somebody as famous as her would have a bunch of viewers. You ready for this? Since we only have 15 or 16,000 YouTube subscribers, which I'm proud of considering who I am, Michelle Obama only got 14,000. What? Michelle Obama's podcast is a bust.
So your girl, First Lady Michelle Obama, wife of Barack Obama, and her brother have a podcast. It's called IMO, in my opinion. They dropped 2 videos the other day, and guess what? It flopped. Big time. Now, why didn't the Democrats or the left, why the hell didn't they support Michelle Obama's podcast? Because they too busy out there singing and protesting, getting paid to protest against our president, Donald J. Trump and Elon Musk. They out there breaking Tesla windows and setting cars on fire. I don't know why people think Michelle Obama is so interesting. All she did was graduate from Yale. She wasn't educated. She was indoctrinated. And her and Barack think they're better than us. I heard that Michelle Obama may be trying to run for president in 2028. I sure hope the hell she don't. So Democrats, why y'all didn't support Michelle Obama?
As a result, you and me, we were physically close growing up.
Remember when we used to share a bedroom?
Of course, that was our life growing up. We shared the same room until you went to high school, right?
That's right.
Well, let's first just recall how small the apartment we lived in. You know, it seemed like it was huge, but it was essentially 2 bedrooms, right?
No, it was 1 bedroom.
Well, that little offshoot bedroom that mom and dad stayed in, you would consider that a bedroom.
But that was the only bedroom. The room we were in was actually the living room. And the living room what we called the living room was actually the dining room.
Huh. Okay. All right.
To our forever First Lady, Michelle Obama, we respect highly what you've done for the culture, for the American people, for the cause. Obviously, we are aware that you launched your podcast, and we don't think you did it maliciously. But we are 3 young black boys from London. We started the podcast 5 years ago. Since 5 years ago, we've trademarked the name In My Opinion Podcast, IMO Podcast. And we don't want our work to be drowned by your celebrity status. You know what I mean? You're big, you're powerful, you got a big machine. And we don't want our hard work to go amiss when your podcast launches. So we're asking kindly, please, spare a thought for us 3 young black men that are just trying to make a better place. Our podcast doesn't talk about misogyny, doesn't talk about putting down women. We uplift the culture, we uplift the community.
We're doing God's work.
Please, we really are. And we're just praying that you can reconsider the name you've chosen for your podcast as to not confuse our listeners and drown out our voice that we've worked so hard to build. Please, Michelle Obama, we are praying that you will give us a chance, let us talk, and let's see what we can do to resolve this matter. From the boys at In My Opinion Podcast, aka the IMO Podcast.
And everybody that knows Michelle, please
tag her
in this,
let us see this, or her team. We know Michelle's probably busy, won't have time for us, but if you could tag her team, please, Michelle Obama, please reconsider the name of your podcast so we don't have to lose out, you know, as 3 young black men that were saying, yes, we can, with Barack Obama. We still love you guys.